And okay, Maryyum, let me then come at it from another angle. What if we divorce the local context from it and look at it purely through the lens of radicalization within the Muslim community? So, Katan Kudi, we have a Wahhabi influence. Yes, as you say, they attack Sufi mosques, right? And then we have ISIS piggyback on it. So Daesh come in, and to what extent they had worked together, we'll never know. But these were wealthy people, well-educated people. They weren't downtrodden. They weren't beaten up by Sinhalese mobs, right? These were radicalized, wealthy people, well-educated people who were radicalized and committed an egregious act. What about those who would say, well, all the contextual issues of Sri Lanka's past within these communities, that's not quite relevant because we're just seeing an ISIS attack carried out by local extremists. How would you respond to that?
Right. Firstly, I don't think there is any way we can divorce the local with context from any of our analysis. However, your point regarding ISIS, yes, this was an ISIS-inspired attack, and they're looking at the Sri Lankans who have gone to fight for ISIS. I think in 2016 there was reported 32 people had gone. I think the biggest issue here is that the government must limit this, Gulf funding of madrasas, of mosques, of Wahhabi-inspired mosques. And speaking to locals within Muslim communities, they have actually pointed this out. So the head of the Muslim Association of Sri Lanka, his name I've forgotten, he actually has come out and said this several occasions. And it should be noted that local Muslims within Sri Lanka and Sri Lankan cities have talked about, with quite fear and caution, this Saudi-style Islam that has, kind of wriggled its way in through this influence, through this funding. So the government's role should be to really assess quite vigorously how this, the stream and flow of funding within their nation. Now, this isn't to say that this ISIS attack that we have seen is, the first of many. Time will tell what is to happen. But seeing Sri Lanka and sort of the history of Sri Lanka, and as one of the panelists has said, communal sort of being on the verge of riots is kind of part and parcel of the history. When these attacks first happened, even, many people thought, considering the history of the Tamil Eelam, that this may have been an attack carried out by them. This ISIS was more of an afterthought. But yes, we should pay attention to the growth of radical Wahhabism within the region, but it should be taken with a pinch of salt. And it's not necessarily to suggest that this is somehow something that is going to grow sporadically. But the government does have a role, and it must counter these forces.